Hey Aries, how about a message from your metal dog? Got a message actually to guide you through from your future self. We'll put down 5 cards here from the Urban Tarot. See the moon on the bottom. Something mysterious. And then we'll clarify with another deck here. So come along. Let's see what your future self wants to say. This could be a far ahead future self or tomorrow. Let's see. We did see that moon card come up. So let's see what else. Doing all the cardinal signs today except Cancer, who already got theirs forever ago. Okay. You are coming in today as Debauch, a 7 of Cups. Somebody with lots of choices or lots of illusions. It's a card of water and emotions. Are you drinking too much, Aries? It looks quite fun. It looks like a really fun party. But Debauch is the name of this card. This is a Thoth inspired deck, and so it brings a little bit to the readings beyond what I normally see. All right, your future self is a Knight of Cups, the seducer. That's funny. I think of the Knight of Wands like that. That's a cheesy guy in a bar picking up on a lady. Okay. I usually think of the Knight of Cups as a classy love offer. Here we see the seducer. You know, what's seductive about this dude is his confidence. And he's got a nice smile and he knows how to talk to women, right? Okay, well, let's see. You're going from Debauch to the seducer. This sounds fun. We may have to pull out the sexual tarot here if I don't watch out. Okay, so the kind of journey that you are going on is an Empress journey. All about that supportive, nurturing, earthy energy here. We'll find out more. This came up in another reading and it was Pisces? I don't know. No, it was somebody. Anyway, they were the baby in the crib. Yeah. Anyway, okay, so what your future self wants you to give up on is a 5 of Cups, the card of disappointment, regret. You can stay stuck in this place for a long time. It's a place of processing loss, right? You see what's broken here on the floor, a bouquet. There's always cups that you can turn to that are not broken in a 5 of Cups. So 5 of Cups in itself is a state that you do want to release and move on from. And what does the seducer say you ought to move towards? Wow, okay. The universe, otherwise known as the World card, some kind of ending, completion of a cycle. So you may be having trouble, Aries, walking away from some of the feelings that you have about something that is ending. The universe means you've met all of the needed parts of this quest and you have succeeded. You are ready to ascend. You climbing up here. As you can see, she is climbing up into the next world. It's a world on fire. You can't even see the world that she is heading towards, but you, Aries, the cardinal fire sign in the tarot and in the cosmos, you have finished something. This is a pretty major journey, that this next Empress journey that you're going on. And so the seducer has what right now seems to be some fairly basic advice for you where you are. You're looking at some choices, and we'll find out more, or some illusions right now. And this is you in the future telling you, all right, move on from this disappointment, the world, it's time to go into the next universe. Walk through the portal. Okay. On the bottom of the deck, we see luxury, 4 of Cups. It's very similar to the 5 of Cups, except here that new full cup is emphasized instead of those ones that are spilled and empty. So also we have intuition in play. The High Priestess, kind of like the Moon card, can be about the unknown, but also what you intuitively know. Find out more about what that means. Okay. Yes, I'm going to go with what I initially intended. I always seem to do that to good use. It's like you pick the cards before I sit down to do the reading. So we're going to trust that here, my Aries friend. Let's see. Let's clarify this. It seems a bit obvious. But it's never that obvious. It has to do with your emotional process here, clearly moving from a 7 through a 5 to a Knight of Cups here. Yeah, I'm liking this guy more and more. Here, your future self. Lots of fire, lots of Mars energy. Mars is in Cancer, which is a water sign right now, so that might be why with your ruling planet in Cancer, there's lots of water and emotion coming up for you. You even see the High Priestess taking a nice bath in some candlelight. All right, let's see. Got the 10 of Cups here on the bottom. More cups, more emotions. The botch. What's going on with you right now, Aries? Let's see. Let us see. We got a Queen of Swords, some clarity and decisiveness. Taking action from clarity, putting an end to things. She's looking forward to the future. Oh, we have her counterpart, King of Swords here as well. Wow. Very intellectual. They know what, they've got clarity, and they're a matched set here. So this could also be about air signs in your life. Kings would be fixed signs like Aquarius, not necessarily, but we've got Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius here. In you may have air in your chart as well as water. Check it out, Aries. And thirdly, some kind of more swords, a new truth. It makes sense that since you are to embrace the completion of a cycle, that you have achieved the stature of the King and Queen of Swords, and that you have a new beginning intellectually here coming in. It looks like the truth is that you're feeling that you have some choices, but also maybe a lack of clarity. And this is something else that is to be expected because of what's going on in Pisces, which is that Aquarius, which has been hanging out in Earth and Capricorn, moved into Pisces and is, just kind of blurring things and going with the flow. And so yeah, I'm seeing that coming up in your cards here. Despite all these swords, there's like a feely feel here going on. Jupiter tends to expand things. And there's more happening with Jupiter in relationship to other planets, which has slipped my mind. I watch astrologers, and sometimes things stick in my craw, but I highly recommend checking that out if you're interested. So let's find out. You're on a journey. It's an Empress journey. This is definitely from the earthy, emotional, and supportive side of yourself. We can see this kindly lady feeding this little baby, and that window there makes me think of the portal that you're being advised to walk through as you are embracing the universe that is the end. And there's a next phase here. Also makes me think of the full moon. So if you want to think about timing, we're coming up on a full moon. We're also coming up on a full lunar eclipse. This can be the perfect time to start on a journey. I see the 5 of Cups on the bottom. This is the same card that we see here in your release, which is called Disappointment in this deck. Okay, the Empress. We have a card of more cups, more emotions. This is emotional fulfillment in and of yourself, kind of flinging yourself out away from the material, this sort of box of treasures, into this more spiritual, ecstatic, joyful state. That's a great start to this Empress journey. Yes, there is judgment. This is a moment of ascension or a process of ascension. You are heading, there's a lot of opening your heart and flying up, ascension here, like a dancer, very full of grace and light. Yeah. And thirdly, also a very grounded 7 of Wands. It's a card of resistance. So her resistance is to be grounded in the protective pink bubble. She's actually looking backwards towards this Ace of Swords. So it may be that you're either finding yourself on this journey of ascension, facing that truth, or resisting that truth in some way. But you are very grounded. We can see here that she's coming from that power place in her solar plexus, the 3rd chakra. A lot of power coming from that self-protective muscle there, or the diaphragm. Yeah, I always think of you, Aries, as very muscular and physical, and yeah, it's like you know the truth, but you're still confused here. And it looks like there's some kind of resistance to this truth. Like on one level, you're ascending and you have clarity. And it's the kind of clarity that removes people. Removes people that aren't, I don't know, meeting the needs of your current journey or something like that. It always sounds so cold, but yeah, the Queen of Swords tends to be talked about as cold. I don't think of swords or air that way. It's the sanguine, easygoing. Air is blood in the science behind astrology. It's not cold, but it is a decisiveness that can feel cold to the person that you are perhaps cutting out of your life once you get this clarity. I see there's tension, like a desire to kind of move on and ascend, but then there's a kind of resistance to whatever you know, this truth that you're sitting in right now. Because it's very funny to have 7 of Cups, which is choices, but it's really about illusions and not able to see what's real and what's not. And then it's sitting over the total clarity of an Ace of Swords here. And so as a cardinal sign, you would be someone who's good at starting things. And so I see that urge for you to leap out into this journey. But there's something that's holding you back here. Okay, well, let's find out more about what this Knight of Cups wants to tell you about what he or they or you are sitting in the future. So you're being advised to release disappointment. Quit dwelling on what you've lost, what isn't, and turn around and see what is. It's a card much like death, much like the Tower, where you must basically come to acceptance and turn away from the kind of obsession that is one of the cards associated with Scorpio. and I know obsession well as a Scorpio. Having trouble letting go is something that fixed signs have. Cardinal signs like you know, you should be better at moving on from disappointment, but it seems your future self needs to push you through this for some reason. Let's find out more. There's another 5 of Wands. This is competition, conflict, chaos. Another 5s are a passageway that you want to move out of. More cups. Queen of Cups here. She is emotionally mature. She is, as you can see, she's quite empathic. Again, she's in touch with her feelings. She's in touch with all of the energies out there with other people's feelings. She's coming through quite airy, actually. She's coming through as the sister to the Queen of Swords. She tends to be open about her feelings. So if you're feeling conflicted and having trouble moving on from some kind of disappointment, this is an emotional coming to terms with process here with the Queen of Cups. And you might want to do this, or this might be about some kind of lover relationship. This is definitely a choice that you are in. It doesn't have to be about love, but because we see Queen and King of Swords here, there's so many feelings, and we get the seducer in the future, that I see the lovers coming up here. You know, this is a soul bond, and it explains why, even though you see the truth, you're feeling confused. If this is someone that you love dearly and you're having trouble coming to terms with what you know, the truth, you know, it's either choose or don't choose. When you get the Lover's card, it's often just read as a choice. You need to get in touch with your true feelings of disappointment, and then make that choice. And you really do have a choice. But with the Lovers, it's a difficult choice, and both have to choose one another. So, yeah, I see on the bottom here this 7 of Wands, your resistance, looking with her back turned to the Lovers, looking at the truth. So it's a method of resistance here. I would say she's ready, you are ready to face this truth about your lover. Or it's just a place where you have felt deep belonging. And you're really working through your feelings about it in this before you leap out of this cycle into what you're being pushed towards by your future self, which is the end of this cycle. Something has ended. It feels like this seducer, and you know, you don't have to take your future self's advice. I mean, do you want to take this guy's advice? That's up to you. But his advice is leave. Your future self says, face it. Have the clarity of the Queen of Swords and the King of Swords. Your ascension awaits. This is a big new journey. And your resistance to leaving the old one behind is perhaps slowing you down in that. Well, all the light in here is, first of all, I feel quite warm, but it's also quite magical, and it's like very magical, beautiful light, that blue on my wall back there. I hope you can see. Okay, it seems like because you are currently in a lack of clarity and in a kind of like light-filled, illusion-filled realm, like the room for this reading is kind of emulating that light. Okay, we're embracing the universe. Another image of ascension. The journey you are on. Oh yeah, and remember, you're on this Empress journey. here in this reading, I see you as the Empress. You're feeding this baby. Now, this baby could be this lover that your future seducer self is saying, leave him. It could be yourself. Yeah, I really feel like this is a place when you're beginning a journey here with the Empress. Like, it's earthy and safe and nurturing, and there's a lot of security maybe in it. And it's a nice place to stay. It's a good place to start too. It's very much reminding me of the Resistance here, of this very grounded person in her safe bubble. So yeah, but you're nurturing some little baby, you or somebody else, and having trouble moving on from that. All right, clarifying the universe. We get strength. This is your pride. This is also your willpower. This is your higher self. Strength will conquer the devil. So it's you controlling your animal nature, your desire to hurt, like a predator might, and that you're safe with this lamb. So whatever willpower you need, you have the strength to move, as the Knight of Cups suggests you move from one cycle into the next through this portal that's awaiting you here, or out of this world that's just burning down around you. So if you're at all afraid, I don't see fear. I see comfort and illusion and disappointment too. So that seems in conflict. Yeah. And so seeking balance, again, choices, lots of choice here. So what's the choice? Reiteration. The world has ended. It's over, my dear Aries. It's time to go. That's the universe card twice. You have completed this. So whatever this is, you know what it is. I don't know what it is. Your future self says, let's go already. This is over. Yeah. Good boy. Good boy on your bed. Yeah. My pooch finished his dinner when he was a puppy. He used to get a treat when he ate his dinner because he didn't like it. So, good boy. Okay, in the future, your future self, this is who has this advice. Do you want to take this advice and end this cycle now already, says your future self. Go out on the town and pick up some new action. Does that sound fun? Yeah, you can always have a good conversation here. These two, really increasingly, I just see this nice guy meeting a nice redheaded gal. I like him. Seducer. I like the way you think about yourself in the future, Aries. Okay, what else? There you are, leaving again from your Eight of Cups. Wow. This is a pretty insistent energy, your future self. It says, you're emotionally unfulfilled. Leave. Do you need to know that? Are you in denial? I see clarity, Queen of Swords. I see tons of disappointment. I see that you have finished something and you know it, and it's time to walk away. Even though you're walking away from you're walking away from a beautiful cup there, full of light. You're walking towards a new day. And your Knight of Cups, future self, is saying, there's you. This is your card, Aries. This is you, Alpha. Be yourself. You are fully grounded in yourself with Mars. You're sitting on your planet. You got the bishop. No, you have the king. The king on the chess from the chess table there. You got him in your hand. You're holding yourself in your hand. You're walking away from whatever this lover was. I know it's hard. This is clearly you are in denial that you need to walk away from this. Geez, the message is loud and clear. So if you don't want to leave, you might want to leave this reading. But yeah, and what else? Something new awaits. Another wonderful connection. One where you are more likely to be able to be yourself. It's a mirroring 1111, 4 of Wands. Stable, fun. You're with your people. It's also very clearly a stable, grounded beginning to something new ahead. Another reiteration, we've got 4 of Cups underlying energy here twice, right? So a new cup awaits you, a full cup awaits you. And there's a new beginning, just a nice little small start here. You know your worth. There's a Queen of Pentacles here, or this is the person, this earth sign, and there's also a 5 of Pentacles, another 5 here. So these cards are this reason for, yeah, there's a whole life here, love, life, passion, emotional fulfillment awaiting you. But because you're stuck in the 5s here, oh, it is pretty hard to see all this, sorry. You're stuck in the 5s here. So remember, you're in the 5 of Cups and you got the 5 of Wands. At least you're not in the 5 of Swords, hurting yourself. All of this means that you are not looking at this wonderful next cycle that awaits you. And as your queer Scorpio reader, a water sign, like I say, your Knight of Cups future self is right, that you ought to move on. But I also think that a Knight of Cups and this Queen of Cups here that's sitting right under this disappointment, like you're going to be given time and support for feeling this process of loss, of grief, of disappointment before you move on to the next place. And that's why there's all the support of the Empress here, while you just need to be like that little baby, or while you need to feed your own little inner child or your little self that is building strength towards this really fantastic, solid, grounded, fun future that awaits you. You're gonna meet somebody, my friend. You're gonna have a nice conversation out there. You're gonna be appreciated where you're going, and it doesn't have to be that you're leaving your partner. That's just actually the clearest bell ringing in this reading. But there is something that you are having trouble facing the need to end and put behind you because of all of your feelings. And twice you're told there's a new cup awaiting you. And also, trust your intuition. Take care of yourself. But in your heart of hearts, whatever this truth is. Okay. Sorry I disappeared into the shadows. I kind of like the shadows. But I hope this reading helps you, Aries.